Yes, I'm Stephen Dorr, Boling High School. This is Elijah Gooden, senior. This is Ronnie Crucial, also a senior.
We'll open it up for questions.
Coach, you guys have pretty much got here on the back of that running game, the versatility and power. What happened today with the support you guys were able to do, or just maybe something their defense was showing you guys and because of the struggles with the running game?
They did not show us anything that we didn't see prior to the game. To be quite honest with you, and I think these guys will agree, it has outplayed us from that standpoint. And it's frustrating, it's disappointing. We all are disappointed, but sometimes in life that's just the way it is. And we have to move on. And unfortunately, we won't have these two gentlemen next year, and we have to regroup and go back to off season and continue to work.
Coach, what are you going to remember the most about this season?
Well, really, it's been a 2-year process for us. I took the Boling job early January 2 years ago, and seeing these two guys grow, improving week in and week out, those type of things. It's becoming a family, believing, playing harder, getting better, those kind of things. It's been a good experience.
I guess for the players, just kind of talk about the struggles to be able to not be able to get that running game.
Right. Still see the door kind of win, good job.
To be quite honest, like Coach said earlier, I can honestly vouch and say that I'll give respect and credit where credit is due. They wanted it from the jump. They wanted it more, and they were more physical. Our alignment, it wasn't anything that we haven't seen before. It was just execution, and who wanted it, and they wanted it. That's
Coach, what does the future look like for Boling?
We're still going to be fine. We're losing some really good players, 15 seniors that have worked very hard. We feel like we still have a chance to be really good. We'll be different. In high school football, obviously you don't get a recruit, so you get what you get, and we'll have to be a different football team a year from now on both sides of the ball.
Ron, if you can kind of, I guess, talk about your game. You have a kickoff return, kind of the scary moment. You cut it off, but then if you were to come back on and kind of handle it,
the 2 kickoff returns before, I could see it opening up, but there was a few that were branching over, but on that specific one right there, when I caught it, I was already looking downfield, and my blocks laid out perfect, and I just followed them. And, that was probably the best field of my life, scoring in Dallas at AT&T Stadium on national television. And, despite the loss, it was a great field.
I guess how about walking back on that field knowing you were just carted off?
There's never been a time where I've been able to not walk back on. You can ask Coach and Elijah. I dislocated my elbow. My dad put it back in, and I came back and finished the game. So, not being able to come back on the field, it was really saddening, and it was really heart-wrenching. But they were looking out for me, and I understand their reasoning. So, it hurt a lot.
Elijah, what kind of things stick out for you the most?
Well, we didn't play our best game at the highest level, I guess you could say, but they were ready for everything we threw at them. They flew to the ball like very, very fast. Before you can even look up, they were there. They just executed everything better than us, honestly. That's true.
Can you, Coach, talk about your senior class buying in, I guess, 2 years ago from the direction then to, obviously tonight?
Well, before we arrived, you guys were 6 and 5.
2 and 8, and then we're 6 and 5.
So that was the previous 2 years, but they had some people that cared about them and coached them hard. It was just us getting to know one another, I think, and going to work and in Boling America, there's not much to do but try to get better at whatever your craft is, football, basketball, baseball, whatever. So it wasn't really that hard. It was just us being there and being at school constantly, and obviously within the rules. But it was a good process, and it was fun. It was my first head coaching job, so it was a new experience for all of us, I guess.
And for the players, what can y'all say about the progress from this team? You said you went from 2 and 8 to 6 and 5, and now you're at the state championship. What can you say about the progress?
When Coach Dorr first came, it was like You know, everybody was like saying, "Oh, we got a big 5A." He came from England, saying, "Oh, we got a big 5A coach and everything." We're like, "Oh, it doesn't matter because it is." But you know, the familiarity that you build with the coaches and the bond that we grew in the hours. I mean, the hours we spent in that gym and on that practice field and in the film room every morning, 7:20 sharp, and just being there and coming all the way here. I mean, there's no other way that I'd rather finish it. And it was awesome. Progress was awesome.
And Elijah, was all that work worth it to get to this point?
I mean, at the end of the day, we still made history. I can't be too mad at the outcome. I mean, they just outplayed us. I mean, we hadn't been here in what, 44 years. I mean, it's monumental for the town. It's just, I mean, when we come home, we're still gonna be congratulated and everything. I mean, I just feel from other singers that don't get to do it again. It's you gotta take the good with the bad. And it's just unbelievable. I don't have any words to describe it.
Coach, have you seen any kind of offense like that this year?
We haven't seen anything quite like them. Our previous game, they ran under center, veer stuff, some similarities, but not quite like them. They're really good. Their schemes were solid, and they adjusted. You know, they certainly did.
Coach, what has this run meant to the town? I'm sure y'all had it was a great week, you know.
It was, and these guys can contest to that. It was a crazy week. There's a lot of this kind of stuff, which I don't love. I'll put it through that way. But in the end, I hope we can all sit back and realize what we did accomplish. Maybe over Christmas break, you know, we get some time off now, get to see our families a little bit more, our loved ones, and I think that in the end we'll all be pretty proud of where we ended up.
Coach, how would you say that they handled the stuff that you don't love, the media, you know, the distractions, all that? How do they handle it?
These guys are these guys adapt really well. They'll do what's asked. They'll do it with a smile on their face, and you know, that's all you can ask for. I mean, that's how you get ahead in life. And I see a lot of good in these kids and a lot of growth, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Any final questions?
The 1972 team that made it here, how was their support and this week to help you out through?
We had some people come through. You know, we had you know, Ronnie has relatives on that group.
My grandfather was starting running back for the 1972 team.
Wow.
A distant relative, Billy White. He played on that team also. He loved that team, and so you know, I'm having old timers has-beens call my number like in the middle of the week. Hey, I'm gonna be there. And, you know, I'm pretty sure Elijah's getting the same amount, but the support that we got. I mean, the week before we had a bonfire and there's over 1,000 people there, and there's only a population of what, like not even 2,000 in Boling. So I mean, seeing that and just seeing that makes you feel invincible. And it's an awesome feeling when the community came together behind us.
Thank you guys.
Okay, thank you.
We have Coach Jake Fizell, Gunter coach. We'll open it up for questions.
Coach, what does it mean for you and your city right now to get this W and state title?
It's unbelievable. You know, I feel like this program's been knocking on the door for a long, long time. You know, we've played really good football for a number of years, decades in Gunter. So, been in the fourth round recently in 2010, 2011, 2014, and to push through that and break through that ceiling this year was unbelievable. And then to beat an unbelievable program like Canadian in the semifinals and get here. It's just been an unreal season, so just super proud of our kids. Our community has just totally rallied around us. The community's right around us, Salina and Prosper, and have just, you know, we drove down 289 today, and Salina Junior High was out there cheering us on, and people in Prosper were coming out of the businesses cheering us on. It's awesome. So just really proud of these kids, and yeah, proud of our community.
Coach, can you talk about the job your defense did, essentially containing and stopping an offense that had been rolling essentially throughout the entire season, especially in the playoffs?
Yeah, we knew we were out to be really physical at the line of scrimmage, and you know, the key for us was our game plan was just to attack their blocks behind the line of scrimmage, and their two main plays were counter and pitch, and So we knew we were going to have to stop their runners' feet behind the line of scrimmage and make them change direction, make them get lateral. And our kids overall did a really great job of that. You know, obviously y'all saw them a few times when they got just straight ahead going. I mean, they were going to make a big play. So that was our game plan, just to attack those blocks and try to stop their feet behind the line of scrimmage. And our kids did an awesome job of it.
Coach, you just want to talk about the composure your quarterback had throughout the game?
Yeah, he's a warrior. You know, he injured his shoulder in the Canadian game and didn't throw until Wednesday. And so, and really, I mean, he could throw a little bit, but he wasn't near 100%. So, you know, he's an absolute warrior. We put this offense in, you know, started messing with it a little bit this past winter, and he just picked it up. And really, about the time pre-district ended, he really started getting good. And then I think in the playoffs, he hit another level with it. So, you know, he's the straw that stirs the drink. He makes our offense go.
You guys got that early turnover and you were able to convert it into a touchdown.
Yeah.
How much do you think that helped?
Talk about the first drive?
Yeah, you were able to just get and then continue just now.
That was huge. I mean, we felt like, you know, I felt good about kicking off to them and trying to pin them deep, and that was, I think that was huge, them just fair catching it. You know, for us to just start fast like that, and I think that was a big deal. For us to start fast like that, I think that was a big deal. You know, we kind of gained control in the first half, and then we knew we were going to have to come out and try to just win the third quarter. I felt like if we did that, we were going to win the ball game. So, yeah, it's just credit to our kids. I was a little bit nervous about the environment and everything like that, just being a shock to them. But you know, we harped on them all week. Just it's a football game. Just do your job, play your position, and they did that.
Coach, you just talked about starting fast. That's kind of something you guys haven't done much this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Been a second half team most of the year. Seems like you guys played y'all's best complete game at the biggest stage. I mean, talk about that. And
I don't know, man. I mean, if I had a way to bottle that up, I'd sell it to every coach in the country. I don't know what the answer is, but we did. I mean, I felt like we came out, we played a complete game. We gave up a couple of little things on the special teams, but other than that, I mean, we played well in all three phases. And you're right, we started fast and finished and played a great game.
Coach, besides the state title, what's going to stick out the most about the senior group and the leadership that they've given you?
Well, I mean, they were just all in. I mean, totally bought in. You know, we talked to them in January, and we knew that they were a solid group for us all the way up. And you know, they're a team that went undefeated as freshmen, undefeated as in the JV, like a lot of them, you know, like a lot of groups do. But they just seemed to they had a really great kinship, a brotherhood with each other. I think that's the biggest thing. Is just they had an amazing chemistry. I mean, y'all can see. I mean, we got some really good football players, but there's nobody that OU or anybody like that's knocking down the door for. It's just they played hard for each other. They've got a great brotherhood and kinship, and you know that team chemistry. That's huge.
What can you say about Colson Stovall's performance today? 236 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, Colson was Colson. I mean, that's what he's done all year long. I mean, you know, he's a workhorse for us. He's between the tackles, and you know, one of the big reasons that we wanted to go to this offense is because of Colson. We felt like he was a great straight line runner, one cut runner, and really physical. You know, he could get to top speed in 2 steps, really physical. So, you know, he's a huge part of obviously why our offense is so productive.
What did you learn about this team that you coached this year?
Resiliency. I mean, which I knew those kids. You know, I knew our kids are tough. I knew our kids would fight back. But just you know, any year. I mean, we're 16-0, but you know, there's always ups and downs in the season, and they just kept fighting back. Whether it's you know whatever it might be. I mean, they just kept coming back. So yeah, resiliency.
Any final questions?
How does that feel to say you're 16-0?
Unbelievable. Yeah, we're gonna enjoy. We usually have a 24-hour rule, but I was telling them out there, I think we'll enjoy this one past Christmas for sure.
After following the Pilot Point in 2010 and then Wiseman in 2014, those are both division state champions. How does this feel for you to just finally get to the end and say you've beaten people?
Like I said, I mean, we've been playing really good football for a long time, and it just lined up for us. I mean, you know, when you get this deep, I think you can ask anybody that's here. I mean, you've got to have a lot of things go your way, and we did this year. I mean, so yeah, it's just unbelievable, and you know, we stand on the shoulders of giants. Our teams before us laid the foundation. We were able to go down the road. So we're proud of those teams before us, and and excited to be here.
Coach, how do you feel about your program going forward and next year with your kids coming back?
I feel great. I mean, we've got obviously, losing that great senior class we've got and the great leadership is going to be tough, but, I feel really good about our kids and yeah, we'll just go right back to work.